Packers will have a first and goal. Receiver to the right, Jimmy Graham. Rodgers, quick toss in the flat, left side, got his man for the end zone, and a touchdown.
First and Goal podcast on Spreaker.com. And we're now on all your favorite platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Box, Google Podcasts, Tumblr, YouTube, and SoundCloud. You can always follow us on Twitter at First and Goal Pod and our Facebook page, facebook.com/First and Goal Pod 33.
Get money, yeah. Get money, yeah. Get money, yeah. Get money, yeah. Every day I'm 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, Packer fans? This is your 365 postgame show. This is Ryan Molstead, Packers 365, and we just got done watching our beloved Green Bay Packers lose at home to the Philadelphia Eagles, 34-27. We had our chances, and it was a heartbreaker. So we're here to talk about it. We're here to talk about a lot of things of what we just saw. And tonight I've got with me, as always, we got Jay and we've got Dave from the First and Goal podcast. Say hello, guys.
What's up, man?
What's up going on, guys?
Yeah.
Not as probably not as energetic as I'm feeling right now. And I understand why.
I kicked myself off of Twitter earlier, and there was a point where I just wrote "game over" and I'm done taking notes.
I know it was hard to watch. I felt as I was watching it, it was just inevitable. I just felt like this was not going to be a game that we were going to win, and I feel like I prepped myself. And I started getting a little bit of hope there at the end. I shouldn't have. And, of course, it didn't happen. So, I don't know. It's tough.
I will say this, and then I got to jump and go get some damn ice for my drink I need to make while you guys talk a minute. But I will say this. I'm kind of patting myself on the back here for an off-season take that I had that goes back to how this roster was built. And what happened tonight after that dirty-ass hit, that frickin' dude should have been taken out of the goddamn game because that shit ain't got no place in the game. Then he had another personal foul and another penalty. It's like he shouldn't have been in there in the first damn place. That's par for the course. That crap was like 4 seconds after the whistle. It was... Anyway, what happened is they didn't have more than 3 backs because one of them was a fullback, and he's not a running back. He's a utility blocking back. They had 1 running back, and it actually became exactly what I feared with this roster makeup. There's not enough running backs in an offense that requires the run to be balanced and set up the passing game, and it became the goddamn Mike McCarthy spread fucking offense for the whole game, and it was all on Rodgers. And then when they couldn't keep the ball going, it put the defense out there in terrible situations. The special teams look like Mike McCarthy shit in the bed, kicking the ball out of bounds on kickoffs, and just it was exactly what I feared when the final 53 came out, and we kept all these damn wide receivers and all this stuff that this game inevitably was going to happen. And then on top of it all, the defensive side, I swear to God, if I got to watch some of these guys out there, like one or two on the field at its time is one thing, but if I got to watch another drive with 4 sub players all playing on one side of the ball and then watch the offense go down and score points all on those sub players without the coaching staff taking a damn timeout or making an adjustment, I swear to God I'm going to end up breaking my TV. Like 25, 51, and 95 all on the field at the same time lined up for an entire damn drive. That package, that part of the playbook right now should be goddamn burned and then burned again and then put in and shit on and pissed on and then poured acid on.
You need that drink.
I got to go get ice.
Go get that ice. Get that.
You know what, Ryan? I'm going to go ahead and second that. I don't know why Will Redmond was on the field as long as he was. Josh Jackson was at safety last week, and we barely saw him there.
Yeah, that's in my notes. That 25 Redmond was becoming a liability, and they obviously
it reminded me of Bryce again all over.
Yeah, they were taking advantage of it. They obviously don't trust Josh Jackson in that position yet enough that Redmond got the call first. So it wasn't until Redmond got hurt that he had to come in. But yeah, that's definitely in my notes. I got plenty of them to get to for sure. But Dave, what do you got? What do you want to start off with?
I mean, I'm going to start off with as I tweeted out, we deserve to lose this game. I mean, as a whole team, it's like every phase of the team shot itself in the foot. Special teams, you gave up a 55-yard kick return, 60-yard kick return to Miles Sanders, and then not even 2 drives later, 2 kickoffs later, Mason Crosby kicks the ball out of bounds. I'm sorry. How long has he been in the league and he doesn't know how to kick a ball straight down the middle of the fucking field? I understand it. Kickers mess up sometimes, but it's just been a consistent problem with him. He missed a field goal last week. Like, I don't like the pattern that he's getting in where we don't know when he's going to miss a kick. Like, I mean, that's the thing.
In those plays, it happens at the worst times, too. It was right when we have momentum early in the game.
Yeah.
And it's starting to feel like, all right, we're going to run away with this thing because that defense cannot stop our offense. And then the long kick return and then the kick out of bounds, both after times we got done putting points on the board, having a lot of momentum, just killed it. It just killed it. Those things can't happen. And it was enough that it swung momentum back to the Eagles just enough that it didn't get away early. It could have very easily gone very, very good for us quickly and snowballed on the Eagles, and then we let them off the hook. It was frustrating.
I mean, drive where Miles Sanders had the long return. If we made a tackle at the 35, there you go. We got them in their own field, their own side of the field. Mason Crosby kicks a regular kick and gets a touchback, 25-yard line. Like, it's just 2 of those drives right there. Or the fact that why in the hell do we have Jimmy Graham for $12 million and he can't catch 2 red zone passes that he is getting beat by freaking 5'10" DBs.
Yeah, the problem, he had 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. He made some plays. The problem is he doesn't make those hard contested catches. If he has hands from a DB up there with him, he's not coming down with those anymore. And that's the problem is it's not like he's creating separation because he's slow as hell. So he's going to be having to deal with contested catches all the time. If Rodgers doesn't put it up super high and to make him high point it and they're lower, which, Rodgers isn't perfect, that's what's going to happen, and he's not coming up with those 50-50 balls. And I don't know, man. I just don't think you can. I can't trust him in those right now. But the big story for me though is absolutely the run defense was just horrendous.
Gaping holes,
just horrendous. And I get it that this defense is scaring offenses to run the ball. That's the way they're playing it, because in this league, it is a passing league. And so they're saying, hey, you know what? The quickest way for a team to score points is through the air, not on the ground. We're gonna live by that and die by that. But they absolutely got killed by that today. The run defense, for 4 straight weeks now, it's just been it's getting worse and worse each week. It's not improving; it's getting worse, and that's going to be an issue. And now we got to play Dallas and that offensive line and Zeke. Are you kidding? That's going to be a bloodbath if we don't get some things straightened out. Yeah, that's going to be ugly. But we won't talk about that game yet. We still got plenty to talk about on this game. The other thing is we were speeding Davante Adams, which is exactly what we wanted. It's what everyone was talking about going into this week, into this game. And it was great. They couldn't stop it. We're talking about an Eagles secondary that was absolutely depleted and got even more so during the game when Jimmy Jones went out. And so I was saying, literally, if you run the ball, you are letting them off the hook. Every time you run the ball at this point, they could not stop Davante Adams. The only thing that stopped Davante was the injury with his toe, which we'll talk about those injuries. But the fact, though, then, that once Adams got out, and even when Adams was in there, actually, the fact that they're playing against such a depleted, weak secondary, and that secondary, even when healthy, is not that good. So now they're playing backups with an already, what I think isn't that good of a secondary, and we're not getting all our other receivers. They're not getting open. We're there to the point where it was, obvious that Rodgers should be throwing to them. That's a problem. We keep talking about the same thing about how we don't have, we have a lot of wide receivers, but to me, they're not.
Hold on, though. Right?
I don't know.
I don't want to cut you off, but I got to jump in. What you saw tonight was what we've been seeing from the previous regime. It was a flashback because this offense doesn't have a playbook for shotgun 99% of the time, one back, line them up, go out there, because there's not enough motions. This playbook literally has about 4 sets and about 400 plays out of those 4 sets. But there's a lot of 2 and 3 tight end, 2 back, multiple, 3 tight, it's like a 3 wide receiver, but one's a tight end. They're like some goofy different form. What they had to do tonight was Mike McCarthy. So then it goes back to, you even saw it at the end of the game, Ryan. There wasn't plays coming in from it. Rodgers was running around telling people, hey, do this, do that. Oh, shotgun. Oh, no. He was doing a little smoke signal, making hand. It was schoolyard ball, and it really had nothing to do with their offense or what they do. And so everybody's just out there just confused and playing. And this is what I'm saying. It all goes back to the original injury with Jamal Williams. If you want to run this offense, you can't get caught up on having 6 wide receivers, especially when they're not 6 prominent wide receivers that don't mean shit. You're better off to have those extra wide receivers like Shepard and Lazard that we saw it. Even against other DBs in live action, they're not ready. They're not going to do shit. But a running back is an easy transition. That same style, undrafted free agent, young running back can come in this situation and help win you the game. This roster is built the wrong way when you have an injury situation. It's just, this is exactly what I feared and why I wanted the roster built the way I wanted it built. And why this offense, you can say, McVay has come through the same problems. That's why he lost the Super Bowl. Gurley's not up to par. The other running backs aren't that good. And then they're stopped, and there's just not enough bodies, and your wide receivers are getting jammed up. And then the offense doesn't have any answers. And so now it became Aaron Rodgers, and it was back throwback again. And it just – and the defense, if it would have been playing any better, it would have maybe worked. But the defense and special team just shit the bed tonight.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And not having a stable of running back healthy and available tonight definitely hurt. But, I mean, we weren't running the ball anyway. And actually, on a side note on that, I made notes. To me, Aaron Jones – I don't know what it is, but I feel like he looks like he's got heavy feet. this year.
He
I
looks
don't know.
sluggish. He's gotten bigger, and he's not a power back, and he tried to turn himself into a power back, and now he's lost a little wiggle. I'm going to tell you right now, if